Alright, we got a trade recap today, finally, and I just got break evened on this trade, which I shouldn't have break evened, to be honest. 5 minute. There was no gap on MNQ, but there was on ES, and so this 5 minute SMTF, not really an SMTF because it wasn't even there. I'm expecting to get three on this trade, which would be, I think I risked 300 here, so 900 on six contracts. But this was only 1 to 2. This is a 1 to 2. This is really all I could see us after all I was doing after true microcycle open. Wait for the right time, 10 a.m. and 10:30. I didn't see anything here. Shorts didn't look valid because I didn't think we were gonna retrace. After this small little loss with three contracts, then I just kind of decided I was gonna wait for either 10 a.m., 10:30, see what happens, and then distribution cycle manipulation. And by this time, it looked clear that we were just continuing higher off the 50 minute and off the 90 minute. So cycles today, we had XAMD. So expansion, accumulation, manipulate, literally nothing. We did nothing. We went to new daily opening gap again on both assets, and then we went higher off a 90-minute microcycle, which, well, it didn't really make sense. I mean, it was significant, especially a new daily opening gap, but I didn't think that this was going to be our send off for the day on this 1 minute tab, this slight 1 minute tab. I didn't enter in off of it because it was at 928, 929, 930. I could have entered in off of it and then probably went break even. I just didn't. I didn't want to trade it even though it was like 25 points. I don't know why. I didn't want to limit in this or shit, dude. It was even lower. So maybe next time I will, if I see the RR in play, do something like that and try to go break even because I usually don't like to. I don't like to enter at all before. And I know that's gonna run to 3R, bro. Like, I can't believe I closed that way too early. And I'll tell you why. It was because I didn't even risk a lot today. It was a bad price action type of day, so I didn't want to hold anything in drawdown after I was already like basically at our target almost. But the 5 minute, I had to consider the 5 minute retraces because now X is going to expand us into higher prices to all time high kind of direction. Because look at the momentum on that 5 minute now. Okay, so tragic, tragic day. Could have held this a bit longer, and even like my full target was 100 points, 100 points with six contracts. So that's 1,200, and it's like it's just moving up there right now. So unfortunate day. I saw this trade as just that 5 minute SMTF at um, price leaving our 10 a.m. and then we had our breaker, which is the only, there's no CISD until this wick got taken. Technically with the body, yeah, but I don't really count that. So no CISD. Then we had SMTF on the 3 minute, and that wasn't really all that significant with ES. So I want something with the 5 minute, but we weren't getting it. So this was the 5 minute entry that I entered on NQ with, but it was only on ES. So stop was at the body of the low of 4 hour wick right there. You can see I entered in on this and then we got into drawdown. I expected the breaker to hold because my stop loss was like kind of way too far. So held this to break even, then re-entry, right time and distribution, and exited break even while this is running to like 1 to 4 at the moment. I mean, you could exit right now. Great place to exit. With ES taking the objective, YM has just been chopping around today, so even the high hasn't been taken from previous all-time high after 10 a.m. So not all that great a price action from movement, but the read on this last trade was all right. It was just very slow. And unfortunately, I got out at the worst time on this trade, and it break evened and went up like 30 points in the next candle, which is kind of tough. So that is the trade recap for today. Unfortunate losing day, but only slight losing day. It was like $150. But I'm glad that I saw this and I was patient for the cycles. I'm just gonna focus more on that because then I'll just hold these trades and I won't be butthurt about missing out on a great trade that I waited for literally AM, all of AM until 12 o'clock. So that is it for the trade recap. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.